Steph doesn't look dangerous, and that's the problem. The most terrifying people in Fallout never roar, never threaten, never show their teeth. They smile, they listen, they take notes, and by the time you realize what they are, the door is already locked from the inside. Steph is introduced the same way every great Fallout nightmare is introduced, as background noise. She's not a raider, she's not a monster, she's not even framed as important, she's just there. A friendly face, a neighbor, someone who knows your name in a place where knowing names still feels like safety. And that's exactly why the show plays its first trick on you. Because Fallout never makes its real threats loud, it makes them familiar. At first, Steph fits perfectly into the Vault fantasy. She laughs at parties, she participates in community life, she blends into that carefully curated illusion where everyone pretends the world didn't end in fire. She's part of the "we're safe down here" lie, and the show lets you believe that lie just long enough to stop paying attention to her. That's the setup, that's the misdirection. Then the Raider wedding happens. Chaos, blood. The Vault's fake sense of control shatters in one night, and Steph loses her husband. And this is where most stories would break a character down emotionally. Fallout doesn't do that. Fallout rewires her, because Steph doesn't spiral, she doesn't scream, she doesn't fall apart, she goes quiet, and in this universe, quiet is never peace. Quiet is adaptation. Grief doesn't soften her, it sharpens her. You can feel it in the way she smiles just a beat too late, in the way she listens instead of reacting, in the way her warmth starts to feel rehearsed. This is the first warning sign, and the show barely highlights it. Steph doesn't become cruel, she becomes efficient, and efficiency in Fallout is always a red flag. By the time Season 2 starts, Steph isn't just surviving anymore, she's positioned, she's overseer of Vault 32, and she wears that title like someone who never wanted sympathy in the first place. She's exhausted, yes, but not overwhelmed. There's a difference. Overwhelmed people ask for help. Steph doesn't. She treats emotions like background noise and problems like math equations. Fix now, feel later, or maybe never. Look at how she handles Chad. She doesn't yell, she doesn't threaten, she assigns. Babysitting becomes his entire purpose, his identity, his usefulness. And when he asks for something more, something that makes him feel seen, she shuts it down instantly. Not harshly, casually, like it's not even a debate. That's not arrogance, that's hierarchy. She already knows where everyone belongs. Even the baby becomes part of the system. Naming him isn't about love, it's about convenience. People already call him Set Jr., so that's his name now. End of discussion. It's funny for a second. Then uncomfortable, then you realize what just happened. Steph didn't bond, she optimized. She turned a human moment into a management decision, and once you see that, you can't unsee it. This is the version of Steph the Vault accepts. Stressed overseer, grieving widow, tired mother. It's the perfect disguise. Because who questions someone holding a baby while the world collapses? Who assumes the woman rocking a child is also quietly counting resources, liabilities, and leverage? And here's the thing that should make your stomach drop. Steph doesn't act like someone adapting to chaos. She acts like someone who was trained for it, like the Vault breaking down isn't a nightmare, it's a familiar environment, like she's been waiting for the moment when rules stop protecting people and start becoming tools. Fallout isn't subtle about one thing. The people who thrive after the system collapses are never the ones who believed in it. They're the ones who understood it was fake long before everyone else did. Steph doesn't mourn the old order. She outgrows it. So when episode 4 rolls around and everything starts to fracture, water shortages, political factions, panic bubbling under forced smiles, Steph doesn't panic, she calculates. And that's when the show quietly asks the question you should have been asking from the beginning. Was Steph ever just a Vault resident, or was she always something else pretending to be one? And if she was pretending, who exactly taught her how to play this role so perfectly?
Steph's story is a masterclass in how Fallout twists the ordinary into the sinister without ever raising its voice. She's not just a character, she's a walking, breathing puzzle wrapped in the mundane. If you think Steph is simply a grieving overseer struggling to keep a failing Vault together, you're missing half the story. The real plot isn't about survival, it's about control. And Steph, she's the kind of person who understands control not as a right, but as a weapon. Episode 4 reveals that Steph's grip on Vault 33 isn't about community or care. It's about leverage, cold, calculated leverage, the kind that turns resources into ransom notes and alliances into chess moves. Think about the water crisis in Vault 33. It's not just a shortage, it's a crisis that cracks open every fragile relationship and exposes the skeletons in the vault's closet. People panic, factions form, and desperation bubbles beneath every interaction. Betty tries to hold the reins, trying to keep the old system intact, the same system that, spoiler alert, was never meant to last. But Steph, she sees the water crisis differently. For her, it's an opportunity, not to save the vault, but to reshape it in her image. When Betty turns to her, hoping for solidarity, Steph's response is basically, "Not my problem." She refuses to share water without a price, and that price is not just some random demand. She asks for Hank McLean's keepsake box, a mysterious, personal object from Vault 31's past that she insists is essential. This isn't a simple power play, it's a statement. Steph isn't just holding out for survival supplies, she's bargaining for a key piece of Vault 31's secrets, and by extension, Vault Tech's secrets. That keepsake box is more than a trinket, it's a symbol of power, knowledge, and control over the vault's fate. And what does that tell you? It tells you Steph is playing a game on a level most residents don't even know exists. She's not just fighting for water, she's fighting for the keys to the kingdom, for the tools to shape the vault's future when the old order collapses. But here's where it gets even darker. Woody, the sweet, rule-bound vault dweller, accidentally overhears a conversation that should make every resident freeze in their boots. Steph talks about how the experiment is over, that the vaults were never just shelters or communities, but controlled projects, experiments orchestrated by Vault Tech. And now that the company is gone, it's every vault for itself. That line isn't just exposition, it's a cold, hard truth delivered with the casual finality of someone reading the last page of a manual and realizing the rules have changed forever. Steph isn't shocked by this revelation, she's ready for it. She's been preparing for it. Woody, bless his naive heart, thinks reporting Steph's rule-breaking will fix things. He shows up at her door expecting punishment or chaos. Instead, Steph handles it like a manager dealing with a nervous employee, calm, composed, and terrifyingly in control. She thanks him for following procedure and subtly marks him as a liability. She's not just in charge, she's playing 3D chess while everyone else is stuck on checkers. This scene is a masterstroke because it reveals Steph's true power, psychological dominance. She weaponizes the vault's innocence, turning belief in rules and order into weakness she can exploit. Meanwhile, Chad, Steph's reluctant babysitter, stumbles upon the biggest secret yet, Steph's pre-war wallet and ID marked Canadian. This isn't a simple plot twist, it's a seismic shift in the vault's reality. Steph is not just a vault resident or a promoted overseer, she is someone with a past stretching back before the bombs, someone connected to Vault Tech's long game of control and manipulation. The Canadian ID isn't just a detail, it's a breadcrumb leading straight to the heart of Vault Tech's sinister plan. Fallout lore tells us that Canada was annexed by the US before the Great War, a move tied to resource wars and military aggression. Steph's pre-war identity suggests she grew up in a world where propaganda, force, and corporate interests shaped lives, a world perfectly suited for producing the kind of cold, calculating managers Steph embodies. This backstory enriches her character, making her more than just a Vault bureaucrat. She's a product of a system designed to breed control, obedience, and survival at any cost. The show layers this revelation with flashbacks to pre-war conflicts and military buildup, reinforcing the idea that Steph's origins are intertwined with the larger forces that led to the apocalypse. The phrase, "war never changes," echoes not just as a tagline, but as a grim reminder of the cyclical violence and control that define this world. Steph's Canadian ID becomes a symbol of that continuity, a link between the old world's corporate militarism and the Vault's underground power struggles. But Steph's secrets don't stop at her origins. The keepsake box she demands is more than a personal memento. It's a bargaining chip loaded with implications. If Steph's goal was simply survival, she'd ask for food, medicine, or weapons. Instead, she wants an object tied to Vault 31's legacy, something that could shift power balances, expose truths, or unlock new leverage. The Vault's reaction to this demand, from Betty's unease to Woody's alarm, tells you this box is no ordinary item. It's a trigger, a fuse waiting to ignite. This brings us to Steph's most chilling trait, her ability to weaponize the Vault's innocence and bureaucracy against itself. The Vault residents cling to rules, procedure, and hierarchy as if they're shields against chaos. Woody believes reporting rule-breaking will restore order. Cadet looks for a job assignment like a kid in a school play. The snack club squabbles over water rationing as if it's a playground dispute. And Steph, she watches, waits, and maneuvers through this naivete with a predator's patience. Her calm, quiet smile while handling Woody's complaint isn't just control, it's domination. She lets him think he's doing the right thing while she quietly marks him as a threat. She keeps Cadet tethered with babysitting duties, controlling his access and knowledge until he discovers the wallets that unravels her carefully constructed facade. Chad's shift from clueless caretaker to someone holding a dangerous secret marks the moment the Vault's sitcom illusion shatters into a conspiracy thriller. The Vault gossip about Steph's baby adds another layer of intrigue. Rumors swirl about the child's connection to Vault 31's breeding plans or Hank's legacy. Steph's use of motherhood as camouflage and moral armor is brutal in its efficiency. Claiming to protect her baby while negotiating life or death water deals turns selfishness into righteousness, cruelty into necessity. It's a shield that keeps suspicion at bay while she tightens her grip. All of this builds towards a bigger picture. Steph is not just a survivor or a manager, she is the embodiment of Vault Tech's long game, a living, breathing agent of control, bred through generations of manipulation and cold calculation. Vault 31's experiments weren't about protection, they were about creating a perfect leadership class to steer the post-apocalyptic world. Steph's cold efficiency, strategic mindset, and willingness to use every tool at her disposal, from emotional detachment to secret leverage, make her the Vault's ultimate power broker. The line about the experiment being over isn't just a plot point, it's a manifesto. The old system is dead, and Steph is ready to build something new, something ruthless. But the tension escalates because Steph isn't just facing external threats. Norm's discovery of Vault 31's secrets and his newfound role among the trainees threaten to blow her carefully constructed world apart. Truth and fallout spreads like radiation, invisible, unstoppable, and deadly. Steph knows this better than anyone. That's why Woody's innocence and Cadet's curiosity aren't just nuisances, they're existential threats. And now, with Chad holding a piece of her past that can unravel everything, the Vault is on the brink. Steph's secret identity, her cold control, and her willingness to sacrifice anyone to maintain power aren't just plot twists, they're ticking bombs waiting to explode. So the real question isn't whether she'll be exposed, it's what happens when she is. Because a cornered Steph won't plead or cry, she'll plan, she'll bargain, and she'll decide who survives, just like the architects of the old world decided who mattered before the bombs fell. And if that's the future Fallout is warning us about, are you ready to face the monster behind the mask?
Steph's story isn't just a subplot. It's a blueprint for what happens when power wears a smile and mercy is just another strategy. As Vault 33 spirals further into chaos, her quiet dominance starts to feel less like management and more like an iron grip disguised by the most innocuous facade. The question isn't if Steph will assert control, but how far she's willing to go to keep it. Because in Fallout's world, the true monsters aren't those who roar, they're the ones who whisper, who calculate, who manipulate behind closed doors while everyone else scrambles for scraps. Steph has become that whisper, and Vault 33 is her chessboard. Every interaction in the Vault now pulses with an undercurrent of tension. Residents who once trusted the system are growing uneasy, even if they don't yet fully understand why. The water shortage, the faction rivalries, the political backstabbing, they're symptoms, not causes. Steph knows this, and she's preparing for the inevitable breakdown that will follow. When the old guard, the company, the overseers, the Vault Tech executives disappear, who fills the void? Steph's answer is clear. Whoever controls resources controls the future, and she intends to be that person. Her demand for Hank McLean's keepsake box was just the opening move. The Vault's reaction, nervous glances, whispered rumors, silent fear, reveals the box is a symbol loaded with power and mystery. It's not a sentimental relic, it's a key to Vault Tech's secrets, the kind that could rewrite the rules or expose the hidden agendas that have shaped Vault life for decades. Steph clings to it not because she's sentimental, but because she understands its value as leverage. This box isn't just her past, it's her bargaining chip for the future. The Vault's reaction to Steph's actions underscores how fragile the illusion of safety has become. Betty, the polished overseer, is visibly rattled, struggling to maintain her image of control. Woody, the earnest rule follower, stumbles blindly into conflict, his innocence exploited by Steph's cold strategy. And Chad, the reluctant babysitter, holds a secret that could unravel everything, the discovery of Steph's pre-war Canadian ID. This revelation isn't just a plot twist, it's a bombshell that shatters the Vault's sense of normalcy. Steph's Canadian identity ties her directly to Vault Tech's Long Game, a chilling program where executives are frozen in cryopods, thawed, and placed into vaults over generations to maintain control. She isn't just a Vault resident, she's a living embodiment of Vault Tech's plan to breed leadership and maintain influence long after the bombs fell. This background explains her cold efficiency, her emotional detachment, and her ruthless prioritization of control over compassion. Her use of motherhood as both camouflage and weapon adds another layer of complexity. Vault residents see her baby and assume vulnerability, a mother's natural instinct to protect. But Steph weaponizes that assumption, turning it into moral armor that justifies her ruthless tactics. Claiming to protect her child while negotiating life-or-death resource deals turns selfishness into a kind of twisted righteousness. It's a shield that deflects suspicion and a sword that cuts through opposition. Steph's psychological mastery over the Vault's inhabitants is her greatest strength. She understands that the Vault's residents cling to rules and procedures like lifelines, but those lifelines are fragile illusions. She lets Woody think he's upholding justice by reporting her, all the while quietly sidelining him. She keeps Cadet tethered with meaningless tasks, controlling his access to information until he uncovers the dangerous secret of her pre-war identity. Her calm, quiet smile masks a mind always calculating the next move, always planning the next step. Meanwhile, Norm's growing awareness threatens to unravel everything Steph has built. His knowledge of Vault 31's secrets and his role among the trainees make him a wild card. Unlike the others, Norm sees the bigger picture and has the intelligence to challenge the Vault's fragile order. Steph knows this and views Norm as a threat to be neutralized or controlled before he can expose the truth. The show hints at a looming new phase, possibly connected to the mysterious FEV Future Enterprise Ventures, a clue that Vault Tech's experiment is evolving rather than ending. Steph's demand for Hank's keepsake box gains new significance as a preemptive move to secure power and influence in this uncertain future. She's not just reacting to the present crisis, she's positioning herself for whatever comes next. As Vault 33's political tensions escalate and resources dwindle, Steph's ruthless pragmatism becomes increasingly apparent. She's not merely a survivor, she's a strategist who will sacrifice anything and anyone to maintain control. The stakes have never been higher, and the Vault's fate hangs in the balance.
The real nightmare isn't the monsters lurking outside the vault's doors. It's the monster within, the one who smiles, who listens, who controls the fate of everyone beneath her watch. Steph embodies the darkest warning Fallout offers, that power, when wielded without empathy, is the deadliest weapon of all. So when the vault's fragile peace finally shatters and Steph's secrets come crashing into the light, what kind of monster will she become? The quiet manager who keeps the vault running, or the ruthless dictator who decides who lives, who dies, and who gets left behind? Because in the end, Fallout isn't about bombs or mutants. It's about people